Yo, Shortbox Nation, this is Botter, and I'm here to tell you right now that con season starts early this year with the return of Northeast Florida's premier anime, comic book, and sci-fi event, Collective Con. That's right, Northeast Florida's largest pop culture convention returns for its 10th year on March 8th through the 10th at the Prime Osborne Center in Jacksonville, Florida. 10 years of Collective Con, they're pulling all the stops out to make sure this is a can't-miss event. And the guest list they got going, don't even get me started on the guest list. I mean, they've got A-list celebrity guests and voice actors from some of your favorite movies, anime, and video games like Elijah Wood and Sean Ashton, Ray Park, Trisha Helfer, Ross Marquand, Max Middleman, and Bo-Katan herself will be there, Katie Sackhoff. Tell me what other convention is giving you the opportunity to meet Frodo and Sam from Lord of the Rings, Darth Maul, and One Punch Man all under the same roof. Only at Collective Con. And if you're looking to get some of your favorite comics signed, or if you want to get an original sketch from some of the best comic artists in the world, well, you're in luck, because there'll be plenty of comic and creator guests there, like DC comic artist extraordinaire Clay Mann, Harvey Award-nominated illustrator John Taylor Christopher, Marvel and DC cover artist Chris Stevens, and acclaimed Star Wars author Timothy Zahn. They'll all be at Collective Con this year. And if you're looking to bring the family, or if you want to make a weekend out of it, you're in luck, because there'll be so much going on at Collective Con that weekend in the form of vendors, fan panels, video game tournaments, cosplay contests, after parties, and a bunch of fan events. You can purchase single and 3-day weekend passes now using the link in this episode's show notes, or by going to collectivecon.com to book your tickets and hotel. Buy your tickets now, and I'll see you at Collective Con, March 8th through the 10th. Now let's start the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Shortbox Season 6. Yeah.
No one told me that Mondo shit sells out like Jordans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It's legit art.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I tried to purchase because
I was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but art is in high demand.
yo, it's just not as easy as going to Kinko's. They had this Galactus print by this artist called Killian Ing. It is so badass.
Now,
yeah.
who is Galactus?
Swarm of Locust Wu-Tang Bees.
Oh,
okay.
sweet. Gotcha.
But man,
Great.
The notification or the posting said, "Hey, this goes on sale at 11 o'clock." It was like $50, pretty reasonable for a really nice print, limited run. I'm like, all right, well, I've got a meeting. I'm at work. I'm like, I got a meeting. I'll probably check it right after the meeting. Nope.
No,
Yo,
yeah, dude.
every variant was sold out. Like,
You
God
have to be
damn.
on that shit, dude.
Yo, I felt like, and then I tried to put me on the waiting list. There was nothing for the waiting list. It felt like I was trying to get into a club, and Mondo was like, "Yo, you can't come in with them shoes."
Yeah, but you see, you're a bit new to the game. So what you do?
School me, come on.
What you do is you wait, and someone's just going to sell it on eBay for the exact same price. They don't even
Really?
mark it up. They'll sell it for the same price. Some freaking cellar dweller is going to go in there and just be like, "Yeah, you like this freaking Astro Boy tribute to Mega Man we did?" And you're just going to be like, yeah, I'll take it.
Mondo also,
I mean, you'll get your identity stolen, but
worth it. Worth it.
right?
To really bring out,
Yeah.
the corner in the room.
Yeah. Guys, this new glow-in-the-dark Ghost in the Shell poster I bought's nice. I also am homeless.
I know. See, you've got a ton of really cool Mondo background.
Hell yeah, dude. I got, whatever. Yes, I do. Yeah. Exorcist poster, a fucking Legend poster.
Ed, Ashley, you guys dabble in any Mondo exclusive stuff?
I got those vinyls.
Yep. I got the Luke Cage.
Yeah,
God.
Luke
Yep.
Cage,
Yeah,
Jessica
yeah.
Jones. I have all
Yep.
those.
No, I just look at it. It's a bit rich for my blood.
It's like,
A bit rich for
you
my
guys
blood,
know
guys.
you can just Google image that shit, right?
That used to be my excuse. I would just put it as a background on my iPad or computer. Like, there you go. It's sort of like
I've been
having
tempted
a
to
print.
buy like a $400 20-inch Raphael, statue.
Oh, yeah,
But
right.
It's too much. It's too much. Too much.
Yo, I think this
But
is
it's got posable limbs.
35 exchangeable heads.
Right,
Yeah,
this
it's great.
is a good opportunity to go ahead and start our show and welcome everyone to the Short Box Podcast, Jacksonville, Florida's premier comic book and pop culture podcast. I'm your host, Botter Milligan, and I am joined by my fantastic co-hosts.
I thought you were going to say the Fantastic Four, and I'm like, missed opportunity.
No.
I'm joined by my right man, Cesar Cordero.
Dirty.
Edmund Danzar is here with us.
Yo.
Ashley Lanny Hoy.
Hey.
Rocking another elegant linen.
I knew it. We talked about this before. I asked her, like, when is he going to start in on the scarf? Like, how long is it going to take?
Might I
I
also,
prayed on the way here. I was like, dear God.
might I also add what seems to be a very intimately hand-woven sweater.
Intimately hand-woven?
Like a grandma. Like grandma might have. Grandma.
Nice grandma sweater, Ashley.
Right?
Rude.
I mean, in the best way.
The best way.
I don't.
You look like a senior
Bonner,
citizen.
it is-
Don't take that as an insult. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Butter, it is a miracle you have a girlfriend.
I know.
It is a miracle. You just told Ashley she looks like the dude from The Big Lebowski, essentially.
Well, all right. I feel like you guys are putting words in my mouth now, right?
Hold on.
And now I feel like the dude.
The dude abides.
Hold on. Butter, it's like you just told Ashley she's garbage juice. Hold on, wait. No, hold on. I gotta go. Butter, it's like...
Oh, man.
No, wait, hold on. No.
One of these Ashley just gonna get a normal.
I'm trying to-
She won't mess with
Just
her.
going to pull out a machete and just... and it'll be
About
like,
scarf
yeah, I
this
get it.
motherfucker.
She's going to slow stab you in the eye. Just
I mean-
like, "Sigh," and then she'll be like, that was for Ash Ketchum.
See, and I'll just watch. It's like, yeah, well, she's got
He had it coming.
Yeah, he had it coming.
The saddest part
Carry
is
on.
I thought I was safe today.
Ashley,
I'm dressed
Never
pretty
safe.
neutral.
Ashley, how long have we been
And
recording?
this guy's wearing Spider-Man slippers.
Yep.
Oh, she said your mom's a bitch. As you can
This
tell,
is, for those who are listening, Butter is he? Okay, yeah. Well, you get to freaking say grandma cardigans.
I said intimately woven,
Intimately woven.
sweater, not grandma sweater, not dude sweater.
You look like me, circa 2009, when I lost my job.
Sad.
So thanks, Obama.
As you can tell, we have
Oh, my
a
God.
full loving crew here today with us.
The Fantastic Four, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm loving this new arrangement we have here. Ashley, what do you think? Are we on trial here?
We are not having the high ground.
I know, they
in
have the
this
high ground.
scenario.
Guilty.
We have the high ground. You don't stand a chance.
I have the high ground now, Edmund.
You're missing like
I'm
powder
waiting for-
wigs and gavels.
I'm waiting for Ed to look at me and just be like, the deciding vote is yours, Jordan.
Man, these pictures.
The Council of
These
Doom.
pictures are going to look very interesting
Yeah.
when Joe ends.
It's going to be you guys and like the top of our heads. It's like that's the picture.
Hey, real quick, I want to
The Kilroy logo just...
I want to go ahead.
Did they
and,
bury those two in the sand to their necks? Like creep
I want to
show
go ahead
style?
and give a shout out to our photographer joining us today.
Ooh.
Goes by Duval Joe on Instagram. Duval_Joe_. He also whips up.
Wait,
a
is it
meme.
another underscore?
Yeah, two.
Oh, okay, two underscores. Just making sure. That's fine. Just just double checking.
Follow him on Instagram. He was kind enough to. I always frequent, Bold Bean, Riverside. He's always there whipping up a mean latte, and his photography game is on point. And he said, "Yo, I'd love to shoot you guys." So we invited him over today.
Pictures.
Do you,
Pictures.
do you airbrush by any chance? Is this okay?
Yeah, like
I need a lot of airbrush.
heads up. Maybe I would have put some more effort in.
Ashley, you are rocking a very intimately.
Butter, it's too late.
Okay,
It's too late,
no.
Butter. It's too late.
Anyways, man,
We'll Photoshop a luchador mask on you. So no one can tell.
yes, the fourth member that we are missing is a lucha. Yes, I got
Wouldn't
it.
that be awesome if that was Ashley's gimmick? Like it was so clear, it was very clearly Ashley, but she just wore a mask, but never took it off when she was in public.
Awesome.
Like in Mexico, for real, they have that secret identity.
Yeah.
And like switched to her voice, but it was very poorly.
Oh, no, she only spoke Spanish. Like Ashley would be like,
Damn.
"Hola, señor and señoras.
Oh
my God.
man, yeah, I'm always
Soy Ash Ketchum."
I'm always very humbled when we get the opportunity to have talented photographers come through and snap some photos. I wish I'd put up more decorations, but
I wish you had wore some damn shoes.
yeah. Okay. Well, now I'm very got to cover up my feet. But I'm hoping that awesome cutout board of Vada in the back.
Oh my God.
Of course.
Makes it in the
He wants himself in every picture. That's how he angled this room.
I feel like I'm living in the scene where John Malkovich goes inside his own head, and everyone at the restaurant's like, Malkovich, but it's Butter. Like he's like Butter.
Well, I put up that cutout behind Ashley because when you and Ed start fucking hammering away at me, I could just,
What is it, like a scarecrow? Like, turn around, boo!
All right.
Always watching you, Ashley.
Yo, real quick. So, new
Feel it.
listeners, I promise we have something to talk about this episode. I do want to go and
Stall
say,
more.
we got to make up time, man. Make up some content. I do want to say, if this is your first time tuning in, how about you check out our most previous episode, episode 279, Suck a Duck. I'm sorry about that corny ass name. It's all I had, guys. Sorry. But in that episode, we covered a handful of relevant comic book news and headlines, including Dan Didio's departure from DC Comics, Bob Iger's retirement from Disney. We covered some Toy Fair 2020 highlights and answered questions from listeners. That was episode 279, Suck a Duck, available on most podcast apps. This is episode 280, and what I normally like to do is give a shout out to a few individuals. That way we get that out of the way before we start the show. I want to go ahead and start off by shouting out Nick Matei. He is the founder of River City Wrestling Con. He reached out, and we've got a really fantastic interview opportunity lined up. Ed, I think you'll really like it. I'll tell you off mics.
Okay.
River City Wrestling Con is taking place June
Probably
13th.
actually know who the people are. So.
Oh, yeah. I need to handle it. That's taking place June 13th. Just want to shout out Nick Matei. He's a big supporter of the show, always listening and always willing to help us out where needed. I'm going to switch up my shout-outs from people to places, man. I was looking at the analytics from the last episode. It's been pretty cool to see where our listeners are at. Of course, a majority of them are here in our hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. We've got some listeners out in Orlando, as well as Philly and Islington, England, and Alaska. So shout outs to our listeners in those locations.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Nice.
Alaska.
Okay.
Alaska.
Come on, baby.
Nice.
And England, mate.
Oh,
Eh?
God. And not anymore.
Where you at, son?
Let's see, do
There
the voices.
There goes the... You know what's funny? I was like,
I just wanted to bring some new flavor. I wanted to get the workload off.
hold on. Here's
Yeah,
the funny
come on.
thing. Is in my mind, I was like, I don't think I have a decent English accent. And then Butters just goes for it. Like,
Better than that, I'm sure.
Hi, governor. I'm from England. I read comics. You're done with the Trulies, all right? I'm cutting you off. You're an alcoholic. It's too late.
Dude, if I had a problem...
Dude, you have a problem. It's called
Trulies,
alcoholism.
It's like, damn, bro, yeah. You might need... man.
And speech. Look, you know how you know he's fucked up right now, guys? He's drunk as shit. He said Nick's name correctly. He was like, Nicholas Bate. Like, that's how you know Potter's drunk.
Lastly, I want to go ahead and shout out the Short Box patrons. Now, normally, I don't play favorites when it comes to the Short Box Nation because I've got love for all of our listeners that tune in every week, but I happen to have a special place in my heart for our growing army of patrons who help us keep the lights on and the show running every week with their generous contributions. Right now, we've got 2 exclusive Patreon polls for our upcoming Artist Spotlight episode.
Oh, yeah.
And our Bad Superhero Movie review. I looked at the polls this morning. Frank Frazetta is leading the Artist Spotlight episode.
Awesome.
And there is a 3-way tie
Oh, boy.
of trashy movies. Right now, Spider-Man 3, Elektra, and the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic
Come
Four
on,
movie.
Please
FF.
don't make me watch that. Please don't make me watch that movie.
That's the one.
The Fantastic
she's-
Four?
Fantastic Four.
Dude.
You don't want over Electra?
I would rather
Rally.
watch Spider-Man.
I mean, yeah, sure. I'm there with you, but I've never seen the Fantastic Four.
Man, me neither. I
Roger
kind of want to
Corman
watch.
movie.
Have you seen it, Ashley?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's that bad.
I kind of want to
Dang.
see it now.
Actually,
Oh my God.
You know we're only enticing our
Vote
patrons.
early, vote often.
You know all you're doing is enticing them. So those polls
Sign
end-
up just to vote and then cancel.
Those polls end about a week. You can go ahead and join in on those polls if you sign up on our Shortbox Patreon page. That's patreon.com/theshortbox. Not only can you get access to that, but you get access to exclusive bonus episodes as well as merch. And our man Cesar Cordero is working on the first quarter Patreon gift that is exclusive to patrons only. And from what I've seen from his early work, it is going to be awesome. So consider becoming a Shortbox patron.
I'll pay you for saying that later. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Edit. Timestamp.
So the secret is out. I don't live in a high-class, awesome mansion. My gentrified neighborhood has plenty of construction going on. So
What
you
am I
might hear a
doing here
little
on
bit.
Sunday?
Yeah,
That's
if you
weird.
guys-
Dude, I
Look.
don't. What'd you say about Sundays?
These
What did I
heathens.
say? Oh, no, they're not going to get that joke. Well, what I was going to say is if you're listening to this for ASMR, don't. Because there's just going to be a lot of clanging and banging and just people like actually doing real work. Like behind
know.
us. Like, hey, how you doing? There's like a hairy Greek foreman on the outside just telling people what to do.
Yeah, I tried to tell them, can you guys keep it down with the Short Box podcast? But they said,
Hey, fuck you! Is what they said exactly.
How about you come short box this nation?
Hey, short box me!
Was that good? Was that good? Ashley's laughing. That was a good
That was
joke.
pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you.
We live in New York, Jacksonville.
No, Brooklyn, Jacksonville.
Brooklyn, close.
Hey, I'm working here.
And lastly, this episode is sponsored by Collective Con, North Florida's premier pop culture event, is returning for another huge year of comics, music, entertainment, art, cosplay, and more on March 20th through the 22nd. So by the time this episode comes out, it'll be the following weekend. Woo. We happen to be giving away a pair of 3-day passes to one lucky winner.
Come on now.
All you have to do is send in an email for us to read by Sunday, March 15th, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. At theshortboxjacks@gmail.com. We'll pick one lucky winner from the submissions on next week's episode. I want to go and thank everyone that's already submitted an email. We'll read those after the music break. That is the end of my shout-out segment.
Eastern Time. Do you think these motherfuckers from Alaska are going to come to Collective Con?
You never know.
Okay.
I mean,
they would be missing out if they didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, Danny Duval, tell him more.
Man, there's nothing to do in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Did somebody say there's nothing to Duval in Jacksonville?
Danny Duval? What are you doing here?
Your ignorance summoned me. Now shut up and listen to these words. North Florida's premier anime, comic book, sci-fi, and pop culture event, Collective Con, returns for its 6th year. On March 20th through the 22nd, stars from The Mandalorian, Game of Thrones, Supernatural, The Crow, Dragon Ball Z, and even famous Pokemon card illustrator Mitsuhiro Arita is flying in from Japan to join in on the fun.
Wow! That sounds awesome!
Why are you still standing here? Go buy your tickets today at CollectiveCon.com, you lovable Nimrods!
Good commercial cue.
Right?
Seamless.
Thank God we had that 1 minute pre-post production meeting
happening right now.
Oh man, these Trulies really hit, huh? With that being said, we're going to go and jump into the main segment of our episode. We're going to do another Short Box Stories episode, so that means we're going to be covering some relevant and recent comic book and pop culture headlines, news, etc. that we feel, hey, we should talk about this because it's pretty cool. Yeah. Ashley, you had a pretty interesting topic that you wanted to cover. I thought maybe we should lead with that one. It's pretty relevant.
Yeah, so when I was first, I was scrolling through my Twitter and it was just full of people dropping out of Emerald City Comic Con. Then they announced that they would refund tickets, refund vendor tables, and then they just completely canceled the whole Emerald City Comic Con.
Yeah.
And then I saw, was it yesterday, they canceled South by Southwest due to the coronavirus. So, I mean, for somebody like I used to go to like a dozen conventions a year, for something like this to happen, it's just...
Yeah, that's a lot of money and planning.
Yeah.
Because they canceled it like seriously the day before.
Friday.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So after we texted about it, and then after you texted, I read that, Dark Horse pulled out, which to me is a big deal because they're 3 hours away from Seattle.
I thought you were going to say.
So they're close to the situation. So if they're pulling out, then that's like a big red flag.
Yo, this is Botter. Sorry for interrupting this episode, but I'll keep it brief. I wanted to let you know about a massive sale we have going on over at the Shortbox Store on all of our merchandise and apparel. That's theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com. You can now save 20% off your entire order using the discount code YOO, Y-O-O. So if you've been waiting for the right time to finally buy that gauntlet snapback, or if you ever wanted to buy any of the shirts you see me wear on the podcast, well, now's your chance to get them for a steal. We still have a few sizes left of everything, but they won't last long, and once they're gone, they are gone. And then I mentioned that all of our apparel is screen printed on high quality material. None of that heat transfer or direct to garment stuff. Our shirts are some of the most comfortable ones you'll ever wear, and the hats look even better in person. So wear your support for the Shortbox Nation proudly, knowing that you're going to look damn good doing it. Get to theshortboxstore.bigcartel.com as soon as you can, and don't forget to use that discount code YOO, Y-O-O, to save 20% off your entire order. All of this information can be found in this episode's show notes if you want to get there faster. Thanks for not pressing fast forward. Now back to the show.
So, and it's just, I don't know. I always come home from conventions and I feel sick anyway. But
Yeah,
for them
the
to like
con crud.
cancel
Right.
a whole entire thing.
Right.
But I don't know. I've just been looking up more information. It feels like everybody is either panicking or doesn't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, and
But-
DC canceled pretty much all their events. They were going to have a Red Sun premiere
Yeah, New York.
in New
right?
York, and they canceled that as well.
You know, for a minute, when you brought up the Dark Horse part, I thought you were going to say, look, if Dark Horse is canceling, goddamn motherfuckers,
I know.
run.
It's big guns. It's more just geographically alarming, just because they're so close to Seattle. So if they're worried about it, because that's just
Yeah.
a short drive up there.
Yeah.
So that's like a publisher based in Seattle doing it, and it's crazy because that's a lot of money, a lot of planning, and they're saying they're wanting to reschedule for the summer, which is like
Not
so
that
much
far
conventions
ago.
going on.
Yeah.
And then where are they gonna and how it's gonna be a mess.
Well, when isn't the Olympics this summer or no?
Well, I mean, the Olympics is taking place with
I
Japan
love
this
that
year,
you.
right?
I love that you have enough
Right?
faith in us to know a sports
Japan.
answer.
Yeah, it's summer's
sports.
Japan.
Yeah, it's in Tokyo.
Japan. Isn't
I know
this
because
year?
this year's theme is like a
Because you were trying to enter the Gundam category. I built my own robot.
man. One, fuck you.
I would watch
Two, it's Goompla for the record. Yeah, take that. I do know. It was funny because Marvel execs and talent had no comment about Emerald City Con because they had no plans of showing up anyways. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, were you guys on to something early on? I know the next convention is in April, mid-April, WonderCon in Anaheim, California. I guess why this was interesting to me is because it's like very important recent news, and you don't think about its, at least I didn't think about its impacts to things like my small kind of niche hobby, like Comic Cons. Like what? But I mean, to Ashley's point, is like, yo, that's a shit ton of people flying in from all over the country, as well as some folks that I've met that fly in from like out of the country joining in. And for this to have, I mean, it's a global epidemic, So I guess for me, it's just like, this shit is even affecting things that I'm like, yeah, no one's really going to, this ain't going to affect like comic conventions. And it makes me think, man, I wonder how many other conventions are going to cancel. Because I think the only one I had lined up was Heroes Con. So now I'm thinking like, well, damn, I wonder if they're going to cancel that too.
Huh.
Yeah, there are even rumors like, even though it's further down, like E3, we're going to cancel like E3 too. So that's just like rumors, but that hasn't been.
Holy
They
shit.
haven't posted anything. But that's a few months down the road, I believe.
Yeah.
I mean, would you guys have, let's say that you guys were going to like Emerald Con or any of these other conventions. Does this concern you at all? Like just the health risk, the potential health risk? Would it alter your decision to go to a convention like Anaheim or WonderCon or Emerald Con?
I'd go anyway. I mean, I always feel sick after. I had a friend that broke his
sick anyway.
foot at a convention. Like, you're not going to be safe anywhere. Just go.
I was
Just wash your hands and go.
Jesus Christ, Ashley.
Wash your hands and go.
It's like the fucking Stephen King's The Stand is happening. And you're like, if Randall Flagg comes over, who gives a shit? He who walks behind the rows, I don't give a fuck.
What about you, C?
Hell no. I'm already a homebody as it is. Try and catch me outside with this coronavirus coming around. Dude, I almost didn't come to the show right now. In fact, you're looking a little suspect right now. When's the last time you shaved, dude?
Damn.
Fucking get a job.
Catch me inside. How about that?
Seriously.
Ed, would this have an impact on you?
It depends on where. I don't know. It depends on where it is and like what the situation is in that city.
Right.
Like if the city's putting a state of emergency, I
Right.
can skip it.
Yeah. Also, I really can't say anything. I'm going to see Metallica in May, and that's with a bunch of grody ass people.
Yeah, I'm planning to go see Primus because they're doing. Did you hear about the tour?
Have you seen?
They're doing the farewell to the whole Rush album.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man, this is so.
Have you seen them before?
Just lost. Not Primus, but his other
Les Claypool
versions of
and,
Primus.
right,
with different people. Yeah,
right.
I've seen those guys. Yeah.
They put on a badass show. Yeah.
I was looking at. I was like, I know. I was looking at
boomer.
Remember Primus?
I was looking at Ashley again to like, yep, this
Do
is
you
that
like
moment.
Primus?
I did because I went to Maple Street. They asked the dumb questions
Oh,
before
yeah,
you
yeah.
give you your food.
Sure.
So they asked the favorite band. I said Primus. She's like, who? It was like some 17-year-old.
Primus?
Yeah,
Primus?
yeah, but they're all like 16-year-olds that work behind there.
I know. I hate those questions.
Yeah,
My
it's
name
just
is
give me
Mud.
my biscuit. Jesus.
Leave it up to the cancellation of a comic convention for me to take this seriously. I went on this.
Now it's real.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you didn't give a shit about
It's like
Corona.
fake news.
Like, when it first started happening, and it's just kind of like,
This is a liberal plot.
it's rumored that some...
It's just fake.
I can't go see Mark Wade. What the fuck? I actually ended up going on the CDC's website. Do you guys want to hear any boring stats?
Do I?
There's been 164 total cases reported.
Stop
Florida's only been reported 1 to 5.
giggling.
There's been 11 total deaths.
Did you poison the water supply, Scarecrow?
Batman.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, Ashley, you definitely set the mood with that one.
Yeah.
Speaking about the infected,
Bummer.
I have a news article to share.
Whoa.
What kind of segue was that?
Can I honestly ask how
death
many
and murder.
have you had?
How many what?
Trulies.
I haven't even finished this one. Like, it's
okay.
only a quarter. Damn, next episode is definitely going to be the intervention episode. That's all I'm waiting on. Damn it, see. Look, this is what you bring in their heads, man.
Your eyes are really watery.
Because I'm having a great time. I'm laughing.
You have gin blossoms, sir.
Don't get this man touched it.
Duval Joe, the fucking photos will reveal. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say. Gin blossoms.
This is
Gin
documenting.
blossoms.
We have evidence, visual evidence.
Don't Photoshop that shit. I know you're shooting. I know you're shooting raw. Don't Photoshop it.
All right. I'm definitely going to wrap this episode up soon. I'm tired of this shit.
Hashtag.
episode.
I'm not a JPEG man.
Naughty Dog is partnering with HBO to create a Last of Us TV series. The Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin, who's also worked on Hangover 1 through 3 and The Huntsman most recently. He's also a big
What
The
a
Last
strange
of Us fan.
resume that is.
That's odd.
Yo, very odd. Yo, check it. He's also worked on like Scary Movie 4 and 5 or
Oh my
something like
God.
yeah, exactly.
This guy's
I'm
all
like,
over
wait,
the
what?
place.
And Chernobyl is pretty fucking
Chernobyl is
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah. So he's actually partnering up with Neil Druckmann, who's also he's a writer for
Neil, what?
Drunkman?
Yeah,
Drunkman.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Druckmann.
Druckman.
Okay.
Druckman. Not like you.
No,
Yeah, a drunk man.
A drunk man.
great episode title. But he'll be teaming up with Naughty Dog's Neil Druckmann, who will help write and executive produce the series. It'll follow pretty much the storyline for the first game. You got Joel trying to smuggle Ellie out of the quarantine zone. Along the way, they,
Ellie?
Ellie. Sorry, Ellie. I'm sorry.
Ellie. Who's
I
Ellie?
pronounced it wrong. All right, you got it.
Wow,
Ellie.
4
Eli,
letters.
Ellie? I've never even played the game, but I'm almost positive it's not Ely.
Yes, it's Ellie. All right, you guys
white
got
girl.
it. You got it. All right, so he's gonna get her out of the quarantine zone, and I don't know.
Spoilers.
Fuck this game.
Spoilers.
Like, fuck this game. I'm done with it. But they end up fighting the infected, who are basically zombies on this cross country trek. They haven't announced anyone attached to the project. I do have my dream duo. I would like to see a bearded Nikolaj Coster-Waldau, who also played Jaime Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Play Joel, and a young Ellen Page as Ellie would be pretty
Got
fantastic.
time machine.
How are we going to do
I
that?
know. Hell, give me. I don't know.
Doesn't she still look 10?
She
All right,
still
well,
looks
boom.
10.
There we go.
Perpetually like 9 years old?
Give her
I
like,
don't
a
know.
little
I-
short haircut.
They kind
Very
of.
good.
I'm just going off of like looks, but I also feel like
it's the wizard
Nikolaj could
casting.
probably pull off
Yeah.
Joel. Has anyone played The Last of Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's one of my favorite games I've played. Pardon me. The second one comes out at the end of May 2020. And I'm really excited. I don't know how to feel about this TV series because I think you made a joke about this being another Walking Dead show.
Yeah,
Like,
why do we need another? Ed and I were talking about it. Like it's okay,
More zombies,
cool.
please.
Yeah. Let me
Not
guess.
enough.
Let me guess. Mankind is the real monster.
An unknown virus. Oh, what has happened to the world?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find escapism in a fucking virus destroying lives when a virus
very
destroying
timely.
is
Yeah, the rollout. The rollout is way too.
I'm waiting for the PS4 game called Corona. It's just going to be a first-person shooter, but you're at Winn-Dixie, and you've got like fucking masks you're putting on people.
Hey, somewhat related. I saw a headline that said Corona, the beer, has suffered like big time with their
Yeah.
stocks because of this.
Because Americans are dumb.
Dum-dums. We're a bunch of dum-dums.
I ain't gonna get that Corona. Don't drink it. The Mexicans have it.
Yeah.
Sony TV studio president Chris Parnell had told Hollywood Reporter that this
Chris Parnell. Is that really his name?
I kid you not. I'm right on this one. It ain't
Weird.
truly speaking.
Like from SNL.
Yeah, he told Hollywood Reporter that this is the first of many shows that they plan to develop with PlayStation Productions. I know that they've got that
God of
Uncharted.
War.
Right? Why can't they do that? I'd love a sword and sandal film.
I'd rather have God of War than another zombie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
especially since it
a
follows
legit,
the same
like,
kind
Clash of the Titans,
premise.
but rated R.
Yes.
Well, I know that they've got that Uncharted movie in production right now. Isn't Tom Holland like attached to it?
Indiana
I think Mark
Jones?
Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Too. So I'm curious to see what other projects they
I think
got
Nicolas
working.
Cage should be in the Uncharted movie.
Dude.
You know, that way it could link up with the National Treasure movies.
Dude,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, crossover.
he's already
You know?
got it. The
That's what I'm
training.
saying. Like, he gets in there and
Yeah.
he's like, this rolls up in there. It's like, my name's Nate.
To go with Botter, we can get a young Harrison Ford while we're at it. Right. Time has no meaning in our world.
Right. Right. Guys, you know who'd be great to play this dude? A young Humphrey Bogart.
And imagine the soundtrack by Michael Jackson.
My dream team would be Alfred Hitchcock directing. I love when Botter's drunk because all my jokes are funny.
For the record,
Very laughing.
Jokes are so funnier.
He's a jovial drunk. That's good.
That's good. Very happy drunk.
Ashley, you did this. This is your revenge.
Awesome.
Ashley, what game would you want to see made into a TV show or movie?
I'm excited for this movie. First of
Show.
all,
It's a TV
because,
series.
TV series. Sorry. First of all, because I stopped watching Walking Dead like 2 years ago.
God bless you.
Second
God
of
bless
all, because they're not just zombies; they're like really cool creatures.
They're
like they
infected.
look. Yeah,
That's the elevator pitch. They're not just zombies, man. They're like cool,
No, they
infected,
look fantastic.
brain-eating
They do, like-
things. They aren't zombies.
They're scary as fuck too.
Yeah,
Especially the clickers.
they're
Is that what they're
fast.
called? The clickers.
yeah. If they do like the special effects correctly, these things could look amazing.
And it's HBO. They would have the budget for it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I mean, that's assuming they get the budget for it. HBO might just be like, we want to adapt Suck a Duck.
AT&T is in charge.
Right.
Award-winning.
Eisner Award-winning comic book. Alan Moore wrote it.
I've also noticed that ever since we did the Ghost Rider movie review, you have done a Nick Cage impersonation every episode.
Every episode?
Since then.
Wow.
I think just about. I say we keep this train going, dude. Just
No.
jam pack.
Is this a take a shot thing where you do a Nicolas Cage impression?
Is this gonna
Take a shot.
Like every? If we, no, I don't want to
Drink
set
it truly,
that train.
guys. Drink it truly. Huh? What? Wow. So, all right. So, Ashley, you're excited for it. Ed, you had said you wanted to see a God of War.
Oh yeah, I do
adaptation?
too.
Yeah.
Me too. If I had to pick another one,
Resident Evil, but done right. A real Resident Evil, like you don't even
Maybe
pick any of the movies.
4.
Any of the
Resident Evil
movies.
4.
Dude, 4. I'd even fucking settle for 2, where it's like Raccoon City, but you're in the sewers.
They have all those Resident Evil movies out there, though. There's like 8 of them.
Yep,
I think
they're definitely Resident Evil.
So much Mila.
I think to this date, those Street Fighter anime movies are still my favorite. Like video game adaptation.
You talking about with Jean-Claude Van Damme?
No, not at all. Even though, didn't I send you that M. Bison like
Yes.
speech like earlier this week?
Yeah, that's what you get when you get Puerto
For you-
Rican M. Bison.
For you, it was the
choose the
worst
scenery.
day of your life.
For
me,
me,
it was
it
a
was
Tuesday. What?
He's great in that movie. Oh,
Yeah.
He really owned that.
Yeah.
Horrible casting.
Ed, I'll go ahead and pass it off to you. You've got like 2, right?
Yeah, I just got a couple. I think like after we recorded last time, I saw there was another New Mutants trailer.
Yep.
And
Oh yeah.
I just was kind of dismissing this movie because of all the issues it's been having, but we're kind of being hinted towards it being a version of the Demon Bear saga,
Yeah.
which is kind of like, that's one of those forgotten X-Men stories, Claremont stories, you know?
Right. It's weird because it's I don't even want to call it deep cuts because it's like if you like New Mutants or if you're into the X-Men, like that shit is like, wow, they're
Yeah.
gonna do that one.
And
Like,
it was fairly short. It was only 3 issues or 4 issues,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's,
Right.
Wasn't it a
it's
graphic
not
novel?
they had set
they
up
collected
for
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set it up that Danny Moonstar's like mom and dad were killed by a demonic bear spirit, but that's about all they said. And then
Yeah.
when they did the actual Demon Bear saga, it was like a mind fuck. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Plus, you got the Sienkiewicz's art style,
Of course.
which made it really crazy.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes more sense because he's been really championing this movie.
And they
So-
have all the members of the New Mutants
Mm-hmm.
actually that were involved in that story arc in
Yeah.
the film, which is interesting because these X-Men movies, they'll just like throw. it
and
seems
Fox,
like-
and they'll just make up
Yeah,
somebody.
It
like
seems
they've
like they'll
never
just
been in the
throw,
comic.
yeah, they'll throw random mutants in there that
Yeah.
have nothing to do with the team. There's no real cohesiveness. All I gotta say is First Class.
I was in that movie. You know,
Yeah,
what the
right.
fuck was I supposed to do? What was I doing in it?
But like this, look, I mean, everybody's in it. Fucking
Yeah.
Rain Sinclair,
And just
Magic,
had that cool,
Cannonball.
like,
Dude, Magic is in this movie.
Magic
Yeah.
Looking
she looks
right,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah. And just then they had the where they're kind of at the I don't know if it just almost looked like an AA meeting with the kids where they're talking about how their
Right.
powers
Right.
came up, and she's like, I killed 18 men. One
Yeah.
at a time. It's like, oh, she's awesome.
Yeah. Well, Wolfsbane was always my favorite on the New Mutants.
Yeah, so it's cool.
She was
and
so
it's-
hard to read in the comics, though.
Oh, because of the Scottish accent.
Man, Claremont loved to lean in on
Oh,
that.
Arya.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it makes me just having it, and I don't know why it didn't connect with me, because it was just like I thought, okay, another kids in a medical facility trope that we've been seeing
Sure.
a lot over the years.
Logan.
Logan,
Well, so, okay, but-
Logan, Stranger Things.
I was going to say, Logan is like, in my opinion, I think the best X-Men movie that has come out thus far.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Out of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Thus far. This movie looks like it'd be a nice sort of companion to Logan
Yeah.
because they already kind of set up that they in that universe they're like experimenting on kids.
Yeah.
And X-23 in that universe
Yeah.
is one of those experiment, right?
Yeah, with a bunch of kids with
So it's not
aren't related to any.
Right. It's not hard to believe that in this universe that there would be another facility that
Yeah.
is sort of like a One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but for mutants. You know.
Yeah, so it just that has me more intrigued into this movie.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Before it was like whatever, this
Yeah.
is because all the problems it's been having.
It's been pushed back.
It's been pushed
Didn't wanna
back
be released
forever,
at the same
so-
time Endgame was, understandably.
Every time I see the news of a new trailer coming out, I'm still like, oh, that movie's still coming out? Like, I'm waiting for them
Yeah.
to be like, yo, and back to the cave it goes.
April,
Drum board.
Right.
so it's close. We're close.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I still have not read that Demon Bear saga. I'll probably read it beforehand. That book is a hard book to find
Dude.
just out in the wild.
It is ridiculous, and it costs a fucking buttload of money if you try and buy it anywhere. Like collected, they have a collected. It's out already.
Yeah.
I'm sure once the movie comes out, they'll
Oh,
release
yeah, for
another
sure.
fucking. But if you got the Marvel app, you can just read it on there.
True. I should take advantage of
And
that.
that wasn't a
It's
fucking
like New
commercial.
Mutants.
I just want to throw up in my mouth.
Like New
just now.
Mutants.
No,
Like,
that was good. That was good.
Shut up.
it was like issues 18 through 20, I think. Or
Yes.
21. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the second volume.
Okay, so would you guys recommend that as essential? Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, especially if the movie's going to be loosely based on it.
It's
Probably
good.
essential
It's
reading.
good. It's good reading.
It's good. It's like because you get to see this is like the first X-Men spinoff before they went crazy.
Yeah.
With them, and
Yeah.
you get to see like kids. Even at the time, written as teenagers, like
Right.
basically, this is like we don't trust adults. This is like the message of the
Yeah.
of the
well,
series.
and also it was the around the time story arc wise, when Chris Claremont created, he wanted to get back to the original 5 students, that sort of vibe.
yeah,
Yep.
And there was conflict because at that time, the basically Uncanny X-Men one, where basically the new roster of mutants comes in with Storm and all them, because as far as Xavier knew, the original students were dead at that point in time in the story. So you have these new mutants showing up, and Xavier's real hesitant to say, I don't even know if I want to like take up this new team.
Yeah.
So much so that it's like jacking them up that they're wearing the original costumes.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
the new mutants, their uniforms weren't like they were in the 90s where they had their own little styles and
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
It was
just the
like
yellow and black.
It's the yellow and black. Yep, absolutely. So
Claremont, man.
he knew what he was
Dude,
doing,
yeah, he
man.
did.
Yeah. So you get Prime Sienkiewicz, you get Prime Claremont. It's not a bad recommendation.
Well said, C. That was a good one. Ed, what else you got for us?
And there was another thing that just like Tessa Thompson basically said that Christian Bale will be, because we've talked about him being cast in the Thor, the Love and Thunder.
Right.
He's going to be the main villain, but they haven't announced exactly who this main villain will be.
Isn't it kind of late in the game to not even have the main villain figured out?
They know who he is.
Yeah, they're just not
they know.
releasing it yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know, are they still filming or even start filming yet? Or I don't
sure
think
that-
it's wrapped or anything.
No, it's definitely not. They would have said something.
Yeah. So who do you think?
I don't know, man. Like
His character
we were
from,
talking about. We were talking about Gore the God
Or the
Butcher.
God Butcher?
I feel
Was,
like that's too recent. That's a lot of.
I
to do
want
in one
Mephisto.
movie.
well, they,
Absolutely.
no, but they put like the was it the Black Order? Those were fairly new
Right.
characters,
Right.
And,
yeah. Thanos.
and a
is
lot. If
little-
it follows this same Marvel pattern, this is just going to be a guy that doesn't have big picture importance.
Right.
He's just a guy to kind of
they're just
deal
yeah,
with.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully not.
Hopefully
that would
not,
suck
but-
because it's Christian Bale.
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
a big
heavy
name.
hitter.
Who would I want Christian Bale to play? Dude,
Why-
Mephisto would be pretty damn good.
It would be sweet. You are sweating a lot.
It's hot in here, man.
Is it the drink?
No, you got. It's cold. This drink is icy cold.
I don't know. I got my grandma's sweater. I feel great.
Yeah, and you're drinking a
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
All right, I'll check myself in. Dude, I just don't know that many, I guess, Thor villains to think of. Like I've always associated Thor with like the Wrecking Crew.
So let's say
Damn,
they.
where's the Wrecking Crew?
What about if they?
Absorbing Man?
Oh yeah. What if it's like something like that?
Wasn't Absorbing Man in Agents of Shield though?
He was also in. Technically, he was kind of also in that Hulk movie, the Ang Lee Hulk movie.
Ooh, that was terrible.
That's a rough one. But what if he's Beta Ray Bill? What if they set it up like he's the bad guy?
Wait,
but
then
he really isn't.
We talked about him playing
And then
Beta Ray
like
Bill,
he,
right?
and then like
Horseface.
he's,
Yeah,
and then he's-
Horseface. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
He's halfway there.
and he's
Oh,
continuously.
it could be like a Marvel team up where they're like, we think we're enemies, but actually we're pals.
Right.
At the
right.
end,
Which
and
is
team
kind of
up.
how they introduced him in the comic.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess maybe the Gore thing might have some possibility, especially isn't this the movie that they're going to introduce Jane Foster as Thor?
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Nah, dude, now you got me thinking about him playing as Mephisto.
Yeah, it would
He
be great.
freaking kill it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for that.
I'm just gonna have to piggyback off C's. Ashley, who do you think you should play?
I can't remember that. Who's like that big bull creature guy that's in like. Have you been reading the newer ones?
Yes.
Did you read the-
He's
you
in
know
charge
what I'm
of like the
talking about?
Roxanne Company,
Yeah,
the Minotaur dude.
And
okay.
he's like a real jerk, and then he turns into a
Yes.
Like that would be really cool.
I cannot think of his name right
He's
now.
a
but
real jerk and turns into a minotaur.
Yeah.
That's already Christian Bale.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of fits.
Yeah, like he's just going to explode at somebody.
Yeah, that
Yell
would
at the
be
lighting guy.
Amazing. I'm still sticking with Beta Ray Bill though. That's
yeah.
still what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised.
Roxanne would be cool because that's kind of been in the background
Yes,
for
it has.
years
Yes.
Yep.
in this MCU.
Good suggestion, Ashley. Good one. All right. See, I think you had a surprise, a mystery topic.
Well,
you
it's
wanted
not
to
even
put-
that. It's just
Mystery.
I know that you had sent the show notes, and it kind of serendipitously went with what I was going to bring up. I saw a couple articles, more than once. Basically, everybody's losing their mind about the Fantastic Four and what role will they have in the MCU. And there's been some speculation as far as who should play whom. A lot of people are really rooting for John Krasinski as Reed Richards and Emily Blunt, real life husband and wife, to be in the film as, of course, Reed Richards and Sue Richards, or maybe Sue Storm at this point if they haven't gotten married, right? I wanted to ask you guys, like, what one you thought about it, and two, who would you cast in your Fantastic Four?
I think I've been a champion of Krasinski playing Reed Richards. I mean, just because of just straight up look wise.
Yeah.
But
Marvel's looked at him before too. Like they wanted him to be Captain America originally.
yeah, yep, that's
Remember?
right. That is right.
Remember?
Yeah. And I think he would probably use that as motivation to really deliver. And I'm sure that he's aware of like the fan support for him playing this role. Man. Especially, I'm thinking about like A Quiet Place. That was the last movie I've seen him in. Especially, and with Emily Blunt too. Do I want her playing? Man, but they would capture that like chemistry. Because that's one thing about.
I mean,
Reed
I don't know
and Reed
anything
and
about
Sue.
their marriage. Maybe they hate each other.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like at least on screen wise,
Right,
I think they deliver it really well.
It's like misery.
I'm for it, man.
I like that casting actually.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I do too.
Even just visually, because I think they're good actors, but visually they look the part.
What do you
For
think
sure.
about Johnny Storm?
a young Chris Evans.
Young.
If it was my dream actor, guys, go with me on this. Circa 2001, Chris Evans. No name actor Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie.
Who would be a good Johnny Storm?
Yeah, stumped you. All you guys. That's
Well, who do you got in the pocket?
honestly, a young
Pick him too. I'm sorry. What?
Chris Evans.
Well, I don't think I'm the most reliable actor selection guy to pick because I'm just could probably confuse him and Tom Cruise. Whoever I pick in Tom Cruise.
A young Tom Cruise.
I guess let me come back to mine.
No. I'm just saying. I mean, like, it was more or less a
What about the Thing?
talk about. Yeah, that's another thing. Like,
Yeah.
who would you pick to play the Thing?
Because you can just do a voice and just make a big CGI thing monster.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Dwayne the Rock. Oh, the Thing has come back.
Is Michael Shannon in the Marvel Universe yet?
Ooh,
I don't think he is.
I don't know.
I don't think he is either. I don't think he. Oh, that'd be great. Because he could play that sort of. Yeah, because it looks like, if he was younger, he'd be rough enough to be in a fucking gang.
Yeah.
The Yancey Street Boys. And I think he could definitely do the voice for sure. That's a good call.
He just has a scary face.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor.
But he could play a sweetheart too.
Yeah, he definitely can.
Yeah. Have you seen The Night Before?
Yes.
Do you remember he's like
The weed guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I think of you guys as sort of like my children. And they're like, oh wow, that's weird.
Damn.
Yeah, he's really awesome at that movie, actually. Yeah. That'd be great.
I'm gonna take that as homework. I'll come back next episode with my Fantastic Four.
I would say Zac Efron as a Johnny Storm. That's my choice. He's Disney trained. He's worked with the company before. Going back for the Marvel Universe would not be a problem because it's that same working under the mouse ethic. He's got it covered.
Yeah, and he's pretty good at like the quips too.
And
Like, the
for
one-liners.
my dream team actor for The Thing, if we could go back to a young, fresh-faced 1989 Kurt Russell, he could play his sweet Aunt Petunia's mama, ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Damn, this is a fun game of like a young blank.
Yeah, it wouldn't be fun if it was DC, though, would it? Would it?
Fuck no.
Would it?
I did have one more item to add. There is a link out there for. Let me make sure I get this right. So there is a link to a public archive of all the worn years of Vampirella magazines. It's on this website, one of my favorite websites and resources when it comes to the internet, period. It's on archive.org. It's a internet archive. It's a nonprofit. Their mission is to provide universal access to all knowledge by building a digital library of internet sites and other cultural artifacts in digital form. They recently got access. They recently uploaded all of those worn, published Vampirella issues. So I'm talking like from issue.
damn it.
I know. I knew
Got
this would
like
be
5 of those hardcovers at home, and I'm trying to collect them. Here they are coming out digitally.
I mean, as far back, issue 1 was what, 1969. Issue 112 was ended in 1983. I checked this morning, and it seemed like a few of them were taken down. I think the earliest one they got is number 2, and I want to say they've got the later ones. But I'd recommend if, when you hear this, go on archive.org.
Do they have a lot of comic stuff on there?
I think just the public domain stuff.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, and I'm assuming that's what happened with this is that it just eventually, the time period. But I'm also not sure why all of a sudden, when I checked, when the news initially broke out, they had all those issues in digital forms. I mean, you could read it online or download a copy, which was pretty sweet.
Also, for the record, for people that are listening, like Vampirella, yes, is known for being, for a lack of better term, a titty book.
Cheesecake.
But there are a lot of really amazing artists attached to it, including Frank Frazetta, Jose Pepe Gonzalez, fucking Wally Wood, also, I think Alex Toth. All the guys that have worked with Warren before regarding creepy and eerie, all threw their hat in the ring with fucking Vampirella as well. Because it was like magazine format style comics. They're beautifully done because they're in black and white, so you get all the glory of these artists working with ink wash, which is kind of a lost art nowadays.
They had the page that pulls up. They had like a little about section about Vampirella, and I was reading through because I'm not the most familiar, but I only know a little bit. I didn't know that a costume designer, Trina Robbins, had her hand in the creation of Vampirella along with Forrest Ackerman.
Oh yeah,
I guess-
Forrest Ackerman.
Yeah.
If you guys like horror, yeah, Forrest Ackerman is fucking attached to that as well.
And I mean, I've probably flipped through a couple of the hardcovers that you mentioned, see at your place, and I mean, like you said, the art is fantastic. I mean,
yeah.
like jaw dropping, fantastic. So it kind of made me think about maybe doing a eerie artist spotlight episode sometime here in the future.
So if you're above 50,
Yes.
get into Vampirella like
kids.
myself.
but look, overall, I mean, archive.
The Vampirella is, I mean, still, I think Dynamite has been.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh
There
yeah.
seems to be like, because I do the weekly, post. It's like, it seems like there's a Vampirella book with
Right.
45 covers coming
Right.
out every week.
Right.
Dude, when that
Between
first
that and Red Sonja.
when that first issue came out, and I stopped by the comic shop, he had a whole table dedicated
Yeah,
to
it's
Vampirella
crazy.
#1 because all those fucking
crazy.
covers.
I mean, you also get people like Dave Linzer attached, like closer. Actually, within the last few years, he's been doing some Vampirella stuff, like not just covers, like the entire thing. And it's cool to see him do stuff that's like not Dawn. Not that
Yeah.
I don't like Dawn. I'm just saying, like it's like, oh wow, you can draw.
Hey,
Like,
it's Dawn and a Vampirella.
right. You know how to draw things that aren't redheaded and crying mascara.
This is, Dawn with black hair and a Vampirella.
Right.
So I'm not sure how many other comic book stuff they have on that website, archive.org, but
that'd be
Joseph
cool.
Michael Linzer. Sorry.
but it's definitely one of my favorite websites.
That'd be
period.
cool if they had all the EC stuff.
Oh, dude,
So-
man, be still my heart.
I know.
So,
Talking
yeah.
about expensive hardcovers.
So I was
Jesus.
okay. Yeah. Speaking of EC, Ed, I wanted to tell you I was watching a YouTube video essay, as what old people normally do,
best.
about EC Comics, and it was funny that like Bill Gaines, his dad, like wanted to create like educational comics.
Yeah.
Right. And then like what ends up happening is like his son is just kind of like, you know what I like. Fucking metal. I like Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, my son,
This stuff doesn't sell, Dad.
get out of here, Dad.
Old guy
I'm sorry, that was the old guy
cool,
hour,
cool, just
sorry.
making sure. Okay, cool. That's actually all I had. I think that's all we had as far as topics. So I think this is a good stopping point to take a quick music break. We'll play a song by Alan Fresh. It'll premiere on our upcoming Shortbox mixtape that'll be available to our Shortbox patrons on Patreon here in a couple weeks. So we'll play the song. We'll come back. We got a good bit of emails, and then, of course, we'll do Champion Season. So stay tuned. All right, we are back. That was a song by Alan Fresh. Like I said, that Shortbox mixtape volume 2 will be out in a couple weeks on our Patreon, patreon.com/theshortbox. We're going to go ahead and pick up. Feeling a little more sober. Got some water in me.
Lies.
We'll,
Yeah, because that's how that works.
yeah. Science, man.
Hey,
Need a little water.
Yeah,
Here's what ails you.
definitely good to drive.
All right, we're going to start off with some emails that we got this week. So like I had mentioned in the beginning, we are giving away a pair of 3-day passes to Collective Con, which is taking place March 20th through the 22nd. We made the rules super easy. All you got to do is send in an email for us to read by Sunday, March 15th, 1 p.m., and then you'll be entered in a raffle. We'll pick one winner on that episode. So we got a few entries. Man, there's nothing to do in Jacksonville.
Did somebody say there's nothing to Duval in Jacksonville?
Danny Duval! What are you doing here?
Your ignorance summoned me. Now shut up and listen to these words. North Florida's premier anime, comic book, sci-fi, and pop culture event, Collective Con, returns for its 6th year. On March 20th through the 22nd, stars from The Mandalorian, Game of Thrones, Supernatural, The Crow, Dragon Ball Z, and even famous Pokemon card illustrator Mitsuhiro Arita is flying in from Japan to join in on the fun.
Wow! That sounds awesome!
Why are you still standing here? Go buy your tickets today at collectivecon.com, you lovable Nimrods!
an email. So we'll start off with this one from Joshua Pickett. I'll let my man Cesar Cordero do the honors of reading those.
All right. This one's called Favorite Episode. What up, Shortbox? Just wanted to drop a quick response for the favorite episode conversation. For me, it was the one from a couple weeks ago, quote, Die a Fan. It's cool to hear someone's experience who is just getting into reading comics, and it made me nostalgic for the days of the spinner racks at the Jiffy store. Then the jaded old man fanboy in me was reminded that I've been chasing the dragon of that initial excitement for 30-plus years now. I hope Brian sticks with it and can introduce others into the community. Well, keep up the awesome work, and as always, make mine Shortbox. Thanks, Josh.
Thanks,
That's
Josh.
awesome, man.
I think Die a Fan might have been 3 or 4 episodes previous. It was the episode where I invited Brian Brumleve on the show to talk about his experience being a new comic book fan and partaking in comic book collecting for the first time. It was a bonus episode that originally aired on Patreon. We then released it as a general release episode just because we got a lot of positive feedback and we felt that was an important episode. I'm actually planning a part 2 to that episode. This time Cesar will be joining me in that episode, and we'll follow back up with Brian to find out how it's been for him collecting comic books and whatnot. So stay
Poor
tuned for that
bastard
one.
Doesn't know what's coming his way.
I was telling him that whole episode because it was me and Drew conducting that interview, and I said, "Man, you're not a comic book collector yet. I got to take you through the old guy gauntlet."
Oh yeah.
So yeah, thanks Josh for that email. Next up is an email from Tim Stacy, who I gave a shout out for the first time on the last episode.
Oh, I remember that.
He wrote in this time.
All right. This one's called Collective Con Passes.
Very straight to the point.
I guess so. From old Tim Stacy. My favorite episode of this year truly is episode 279, Suck a Duck.
Hey.
If not for the title alone, but for the self-absorbed, egotistical, backslapping reason of hearing my name in a shout-out for the very first 5 minutes or so. Behind that, there were beautiful up-tempo melodies and delightful humor. Thanks for all you guys and gal do.
Delightful.
Well, thanks, Tim. Dang. We're getting a lot of, I'm waiting for, the 1-2 punch email where it's just kind of like, see, I hate where you fucking do this. Ashley,
Scarfs,
butter.
I don't even want to start. It's sort of like
Stop
Oh
drinking.
no, we're gonna
no, it's like that.
next week's emails are gonna be great.
Butter, we're really worried about you. It's going to be like thoughts and prayers, Butter. Thoughts
It's
and
a
prayers.
fucking truly, damn it. Like, remember that scene from Waiting when the kid
Please
finally
believe me.
when that kid finally explodes and fuck, he looks at Ryan Reynolds. He's like, "And you, what did I do?"
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tim. And there's a reason why I do our shout outs at the beginning. I know sometimes it can
So
be a
you
little
don't forget them because of
long.
your disease?
What disease?
It's not, no, it's all right.
Oh
deny.
wow.
First step. All right.
So that way we can not only get those out of the way, but I feel like it's always important to put our listeners first and let them know that they are appreciated. So thanks, Tim, for that. You're entered in that collective compass, okay? We got you.
Yeah.
Next email comes from Justin, Mr. Infamous.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. Let's Celebrate is the title of this one. What's up, Shortbox crew? It's been a long minute since we last chatted, guys. And it's your boy, the biggest, baddest influencer in town, Justin, a.k.a. Mr. Popular, a.k.a. Mr. Famous, but mostly Mr. Infamous. First off, congratulations on moving and on the new podcast command center. It's definitely well-deserved. Next, I've got really exciting news. Next Saturday, March 14th at 1904 Music Hall downtown at 7 p.m., I'm hosting my first special... Hold on. I can't read. I'm hosting my first artist showcase event with 13 local artists and vendors and a few surprises in store. Like, of course, my bro Mecca is performing. To those who are uninitiated, Mecca the Marvelous is resident hip-hop artist of the Shortbox podcast, rapper extraordinaire. Plus, it's my early 22nd birthday, too. So please come out and party with me. Until then, don't forget, Shortbox Nation, I'm famous.
Normally, I wouldn't allow any shameless plugged event like that, but I mean,
it's family. It's family.
yeah, it's family, and Mega the Marvelous is involved. So check that out in 1904 on March 14th. Keeping it moving along, we got a Patreon message from one of our very good patrons and new patrons, Errol White, a good friend
Snap.
of ours. Short and sweet, man. Short and sweet.
Okay. This is from Errol White. Hey, I believe a Drew Torres is calling.
We'll call him back then.
Hey, Shortbox Jacks. Here's my favorite episode so far. Episode 275. With Walt has to be the number. You can never have too much Walt. Keep up a great job.
Thanks, Errol. More.
That is true.
Yeah, you can never have enough Walt, man. That made his heart, that made his day, man. I sent this to Walt and said, man, you are appreciated, and he said, I'm getting teary-eyed. So thank you, Errol, for that. And we've got one more. This time, this was a voicemail. I want to go ahead and let people know you can also not only send in emails, and we'll read those, whether it's a champion, a question, a gripe, etc., but we also allow short voicemails. So you can send one in at 904-580-4095. I'll go ahead and play this voicemail. It's from Nick Wagner.
Hey guys, it's Nick Wagner from Black Hive Tattoo. I know I usually just text you clowns because we get a lot of laughs, but I had a weird one. I just listened to 279 Suck a Duck. Nice to hear you guys back, having a good time. But you guys know I'm a little Marvel, a little Image, a little other stuff, but like I'm almost never DC. But I was out at Mythical Mountain and saw the cover for Dead Earth Wonder Woman series. It's a 3-issue magazine-sized series, and just based on the cover by Daniel Warren Johnson, because the cover and the art kind of reminds me of, you know, if you mix together like James Harren's Rumble series with maybe some old Grendel Prime, like super dirty, gritty, dystopian future shit. I haven't even read it, and I'm fucking stoked. I bought the first 2 issues. It's pretty crazy. Thought you guys need to know about it. And because I heard that episode, Ashley, absolutely right about Jojo Rabbit. Amazing but heartbreaking. Parasite's cool, you guys agree, but like I don't think I should have won. Like I would have gone for Jojo Rabbit. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I would have gone for Joker. Dude, honestly, even Uncut Gems was like a sleeper that people did not give any credit. But those were my 4 for last year. But anyway, hope you guys check that Earth out. At least check out the cover. Check out the art. I think you'll dig it. Later.
I like how when Nick Wagner sends in the voicemail, everyone shuts up. Normally we'd all be talking like all over it, but yeah.
So Nick is 100% on point with that shit, and I feel kind of bad we slept on it because
Jojo Rabbit?
Motherfucker.
What?
I'm talking about Wonder Woman Dead Earth.
Oh, I didn't sleep on it.
Did you?
I've got issue 1. I already read issue 1.
So
issue 2 is on deck.
The best way I can describe that to people that
you read it?
aren't
current.
Here's why.
DC.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Nathan Fox put out a comic book for heavy metal called Fluorescent Black, and this feels a lot like that, where it's got a European comics sort of feel. Where like I know a lot of people look at Europe and they go, yes, they stub their noses at us, the French with their comic books. It's like, but they're fucking good. This is like heavy metal level quality, and it's a Wonder Woman. It's with a mainstream character, and I'm so really kind of shocked that they did this with somebody like Wonder Woman, where like they basically drew her like it would be like you. It's almost like an indie book. Like all the covers, they kind of remind me of like concept art for the movie Alien. You know, like all that stuff, and it's just it's overwhelming. It's cool in a sort of like French comic kind of way. Definitely has a Metal Hurlant feel, and it's fucking amazing.
It is. It is part of the DC's Black Label, which I swear it seems every week DC's putting out a different Black Label book. I mean, they're a little more pricier than the normal variant. I mean, they're like $6.99, $7.99, but they're only 3 issues. They're magazine size format. And to C's point, like Daniel Warren Johnson won me over. It seems back to back every year between Extremity, Murder Falcon. I picked up like this little zine he created, Old Man Skywalker, which was amazing. I recommend like if you go to a comic convention, he's there. Go to his booth, check out some of those limited zines that he makes. But this Wonder Woman Dead Earth, like issue 1 was phenomenal. I've got issue 2 sitting over there, so I'm excited to read it. But everything C said is on point. Ashley, how do you feel about him backing Jojo Rabbit? Because now I've got to check it out. Like, I mean, when you recommended it, I was like, oh, I got to check this out too. But
no, it's such a good movie. Like you can't really explain it. You have to watch it.
I feel like Nick Wagner always resonates with your picks. By the way,
yeah.
Like he'll always text me on the side, like, you know, you boys did Ashley dirty. Like, it's like Ashley was right about that. He also said, like, yeah, Scarf is on point too. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So, all right, that is the end of our emails. As always, thank you guys so much for sending those in. It's always a pleasure to read those and hear your voices and your comments. Of course, all 5 of you guys will be entered in our Collective Con 3-day pass giveaway. If you're interested in getting your email read, as well as being entered into our Collective Con Pass giveaway, send in an email by next Sunday, 1 p.m. That's March 15th. We'll read those and get you entered as well. So with that being said, I do want to go ahead and give a quick announcement. We will be at the Duval Comic and Zine Fest Saturday, March 28th. We'll have a little booth set up. That'll be from 12 to 4. It'll be a day of vendor tables, independent creators, presentations, and printing workshops. While you're there, you can also explore Jacksonville Public Library's zine collection, which is the largest collection of zines housed in a library in the South. So that's pretty awesome to hear. Shout outs to Lindsay Anderson and her team for organizing this event. You can hear more them talk more about zines and this whole festival on episode 267, Raunch Bomb. I think, C, you were part of that episode.
It was a good one.
I want to go ahead and also shout out real quick to Mr. James Green, who works at the Jacksonville Public Library.
James!
A big advocate for comic book culture. He is now in charge of the library's newest comic-related program. It's called Saturday Morning Cartooning Copying. It's a free program offered at the Jax Public Library each Saturday from 11 to 1 p.m. in the Teen Services section for aspiring cartoonists ages 11 and up, looking to learn how to create and publish their own comic books. There will also be a call for entry later in the year for James's 4th anthology of student sequential art. That's a book series that he puts out, I think, every year. Filled with like students that he's worked with in creating comic books. So that's a really dope event. So big shout outs to James and Lindsay, man. I'm looking forward to the Duval Comic and Zine Festival. With that being said, let's go ahead and wrap up the show with our infamous champion season. Champion season, for those of you tuning in for the first time, is our last segment of the show. It is our chance to go around the table and allow each of us to highlight and share 1 or 2 things in the pop culture that we feel, hey, this is really dope and you should be checking it out. It could be a TV show, a comic book, a TV series, anything that we feel is worthy enough to highlight. Let's go ahead and start out with you, C. What are you going to champion today?
So I'm going to champion the movie The Invisible Man. That movie was so good. And
is it better than the Kevin Bacon one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, The Hollow Man was okay.
Oh, sorry, I was supposed to be funny.
It was okay. I mean, you're not wrong in that it's kind of
you pulled a botter.
I know. I was like,
I mean,
actually, it is better than that movie.
Yeah,
Don't think of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Elizabeth Moss does a great job, and I don't want to spoil it. It's just very good. It's very suspenseful.
What time is it? What I didn't see any material for it. Is it what time? Is it modern?
Current.
Okay.
Yeah, present day. And all the jump scares in that movie work because it's a damn invisible man. And you're allowed to do them, which is great. Like, you know how some people, it's like, oh, fucking jump scare. It's like loud noise. Ooh, you know, whatever. It works for this movie because you literally can't see them coming. So it's like, I mean, seriously, like you watch it and you're like, fuck, oh my God, they're going to get me again. They're going to get me again. They're God. It's like your nerves are shot. But also, it's cool. Her acting is phenomenal. It's kind of like, if anybody remembers Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts, mix that with the original Claude Rains Invisible Man. And there's a lot of cool Easter eggs in it, too. Like the main character's last name is Griffin, and that's the name of the character in the book. Also, Claude Rains' character in The Invisible Man from the 30s. So I highly recommend it. It's a good movie. It's fun. And, yeah.
All right. Thank you, C. Ed, what are you going to champion today?
I'm just going to champion Altered Carbon Season 2.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's awesome. It takes place 30 years, I believe, after the original series, and Anthony Mackie is the new lead. So basically, if you haven't watched it, just because it's pretty complicated with all the characters, but basically everybody has kind of like a microchip called a stack, which basically is their existence. So if you die, as long as that kind of chip doesn't break, you can be put into a new body. So that basically means this show can go on forever if it decides to.
It's the new Doctor Who.
It's like the Doctor Who thing, but the bodies are called sleeves. So it's like, you know, and it's kind of, if you like a Blade Runner type of environment, it's a really cool story. A lot of So it's like a crime mystery, a lot of action, really cool set designs, really cool idea. And it's kind of getting deeper into the history of how kind of these chips were made, because they're basically, this is taking on a planet where the material to make these chips are mined. So it's kind of like a conflict mineral, like today. And like I said, really good. If you like that, it's a very quirky show, like very bizarre. If you try to describe it, because he has an AI that's like Edgar Allan Poe, dressed like Edgar Allan Poe, that ran the hotel in the first season. So this seems very random, but it works in this series. So if you like that kind of Blade Runner type of noir story, definitely check it out.
Look, I loved Quantum Leap, so I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy this show.
Thank you, Ed. What about you, Ashley? What are you going to champion?
I'm going to champion Knives Out. Anybody watch that?
I haven't seen it yet.
I finally it looked cool to me, but I think I'm glad I waited till it was out of theaters, because you're just gonna want to talk the whole time, because it's like this murder mystery, but it's Daniel Craig, Lakeith Stansfield. Is that his? I think that's how you say
Isn't
it.
Chris Evans in it too?
Oh yeah, Chris Evans is in it.
Isn't everybody in it,
Michael
right?
Shannon's in it.
The Fantastic Four is in it.
The yogurt lady.
A young Ellen Page.
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Toni Collette.
Yogurt lady.
Yeah, it just. It was 3 names. I would have gotten it. But yeah, it was really good, and it was like almost 3 hours long. So as soon as I started it, I was already like, having issues with how long I was gonna have to sit there and watch it. But it was good. Like, it kept me entertained the entire time. It was really good.
Is it on streaming services?
It's available.
It's in the movies.
No,
I had
it's on.
to.
Right?
It's released now.
Yeah, it just got released.
Damn,
so I
man.
just rented it.
Oh my
It's not
god!
like the
Yeah,
old
it was
days where
worth
you wait
it.
a year and a half.
A year and a half for a VHS tape.
You look at that Suncoast board. It's like,
Oh my God!
Yeah.
another year. Okay.
I wasn't old
Remember?
enough to watch Jurassic Park in the theaters, and by the time it came out, I was old enough to watch it.
All right,
Yogurt lady. I like that.
Ashley, you gonna pass it?
Lady. Oh, and wash your hands.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Wait, was that towards me or this?
she's looking right at you.
No, it's my soul. All right.
Corona ass.
Good. Thank you. Good episode title. I want to go ahead and champion.
It is
guys-
a good episode.
You guys don't want to? No.
What?
You guys aren't gonna. I'm about to do my champion. I'm
Nope.
gonna.
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
We're more or less worried,
And there we go.
Thank you.
I did this.
more or less worried about your health, man.
Your alcohol problem.
It's
Got
kind
it.
of sad, actually.
This will be the one episode my mom does decide to listen, and then she realizes, oh my God, my poor baby. I want
Drunk on the radio.
He's a lush.
Ed actually nailed it. She would be like, "My baby's drunk on the radio."
on the radio.
No, but mom, I'm telling. Only about 40 people hear this. It's not the radio. I'm sorry.
Not the radio. It's the internet.
It's like just a close.
Butter, are
group of
you
my
okay?
friends. Yes, I'm good.
You don't have like nibble marks at the end of your 38 special?
Oh my God! Wow.
Wow.
At that point, okay. Damn it! I can't even like do my champion. It's like too dark now.
Hand shaking, eyes watering up.
Anyway,
Good, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and champion Criminal. Specifically, this current 1 through 12 is story arc. Well, specifically like this 9-part story arc called Summer of '88. It's issues 1 and 5 through 12 of the most recent run of Criminal. So published by Image, written by Ed Brubaker and drawn by Sean Phillips. It is their, I think, either 3rd or 4th volume. I always get those mixed up. I think it's their 3rd volume, but it is fantastic. Summer of '88 story arc follows Teague Lawless, one of the most revered and titular characters of the Criminal series. He comes home to plan the biggest heist of his career, but his son Ricky and his friends are starting down the same dark path that their fathers have been on, and it's about to come the worst summer of their lives. It's essentially like the story of the last days of Teague Lawless, and it's not really a spoiler because that's how they've been promoting it. So for me, I read issue 12, so the last part of this Summer of '88 story arc. And man, it just blew me away. It is still, man, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips just don't miss, in my opinion. So I'd recommend this current story arc. It didn't really take much for me to get spun up, and I haven't really dived into the older Criminal stuff. But after reading this, I want to find the first issue of the first volume. So
When
I'd
does
recommend.
Squirrel Girl show up?
I believe that is the summer special,
Oh, well done.
the winter special,
one shot.
really. So. I've championed. I think we've all kind of championed at one point. Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips.
I fucking
body
did
of work.
it. Was it last time?
Yeah,
About, to be kill or be killed.
So if you're looking for a gateway to get into their work, I mean, this criminal story arc is recent. It's the most recent series. This story arc will get collected in trade. That'll come out in June 2020. So, in a couple months. But you can also find these single issues in the comic shop. So once again, Criminal issues 1, 5 through 12. It's called Summer of '88. I highly recommend it. And I had this down too, but now I'm kind of like, I probably scratched this off. I was going to champion you guys.
Trulies?
No, you guys. Look, the crew for their dedication, patience.
Isn't that sweet, guys?
Yeah, but fuck you guys.
Tough love.
No, honestly, man, I was listening back to the last week's episode for editing purposes and QA, and found myself like finishing it and laughing just as hard as the time we recorded. And I just wanted to champion you guys for your dedication and patience, man. I don't think most people really understand when it comes to doing a podcast for so long, especially when it comes to a team, how much you've really got to rely and be able to find a group of people that are committed to the goal of the podcast and willing to come in, week in, week out, record, for 1 to 2 hours of their Sunday, knowing that, they might not get paid. They might not have, it doesn't go anywhere or with the listenership. What?
So. Excuse me? Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait a second. What?
I mean, that was, early days. Not anymore. We in a different spot. So I wanted to champion you guys, man.
Why did we turn into the Beagle Boys from DuckTales?
I don't
Get them, boys.
So
gonna Suge Knight him over the porch, over the balcony.
Just shake him till like gold comes out of his pockets.
I guess it also doesn't help that it helps that speaking to other podcasters and hearing how
they hate their crew.
Well, it's just their challenge seems to be finding a team that is willing to be dedicated and see things out. So I count myself super fortunate. I just want to say I champion you guys, man. Thank you. So I mean, do you guys want to take back your drunk count?
Hell no. We meant that shit.
Lush.
It's your Corona ass.
Oh God, I can see it now. I'm going to like Collective Con. Everyone's like, is
that Potter Milligan, the fucking drunk?
I heard that he's got the coronavirus. Oh God, hopefully my boss ain't listening to this episode. Watch this be the episode he listens to.
You're just like, next time we do a live event, it's like, hey, Shortbox Nation. Out of nowhere, someone goes, wash your hands. You're like, thanks, Mom.
I will also champion Joe, who joined us today to take pictures. Once again, that was Duval Joe on Instagram, Duval_Joe_. He does fantastic.
We'll take the shackles off of your ankle after this.
And if
you're free to go,
are ever at the Bold Bean in Riverside, and Joe is working there, man, he whips up a mean latte. Say hello to him for us. And once again, Joe, thank you so much for coming in on your Sunday off and taking some awesome pictures. Hopefully, my blurry red eyes don't show up too much.
Color correct.
With that being said, is there any shout outs or anything that you guys want to say before we sign out and I do my spiel? Ashley, Ed, C?
I have a gallery. It's at the Word Revolt Gallery. Okay. It's with a bunch of people. It's
no. You gotta hype yourself up,
fancy.
Ashley.
It's called Fabulous Fauna. Opening receptions March 20th.
You fancy.
And it's a newish gallery. I've never been there.
Ooh.
So we'll see what it looks. It's in Atlantic Beach.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm small time. I mean, man, you got art galleries. That's a good look, Ashley. Ed, you got anything going on?
Just the Gods and Monsters free comic book day. I'll be there.
Orlando peeps. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. C, what about you?
Yeah, I actually would just like to...
we don't really care. All right, anyways.
There's that time. No! How does it feel?
Actually, you know what I was going to say?
Feels good.
The Short Box would like to seek to help stop drunk driving and support those affected by it and prevent underage drinking. And strive for a stricter impaired driving policy because sometimes victims are everywhere. And
thank you, C.
Hey, Botter, I love you, buddy.
I love you too. I promise. It's water for the rest of the day. I got my Spider-Man slides on, so I'm not going anywhere. All right. I will go to mention a couple of our upcoming episodes. Next week, we've got a special guest interview. So all of you fans of Marvel's...
A man by the name of Bud Weiser.
That was good. I won't say who it is. I want to leave it as a surprise. But I want to go ahead and shout out Ben Kingsbury of Gotham City Limit for helping us secure this interview. It's a special guest. So I will say, if you are a fan of the 90s series by Marvel, Forceworks, or Comico's Robotech Next Generation series, that's the hint for you right there. We've got a special guest interview coming next week.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Collective Con is that following weekend, too, the 23rd to 22nd. We'll definitely be there. You can also catch us at the Duval Comics and Zine Fest on March 28th. And we've got that Artist Spotlight episode that'll be coming first week of April. So patrons, please go on Patreon and vote. For our new listeners, man, go ahead and sign up for patreon.com/theshortbox. You get to enjoy our growing library of bonus episodes. I think it's up to like 30 bonus episodes that haven't been released. For general release, we got merch. And then, of course, our first quarter Patreon gift that Cesar is developing. So,
give us your money.
Yeah, keep the lights on.
Give us your fucking money right now. Give it to us right now. God
help me.
Fucking damn it.
Help me get that intervention that I apparently need.
Folks, for just $10 a day, you can help a Botter Milligan.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, I'm a fucking, $10 a day.
You can help a Botter Milligan get off the fucking sauce. Because, folks, there's nothing worse than sitting next to a man who smells like burning.
Yeah. Thank you, C. That's a great way to go and end this episode. Fun times, guys. Fun times. I'll catch you guys in about a week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until then, keep it geeky.
Oh, God. It's the worst.
Why?
It's the worst.
Yo, what happened to peace? Peace.